Wellsy, how's it going-zy? You know, the Neon's been running really great, but sometimes these little noises can just drive you batty, and I decided to search for this noise today, and have not seen any videos on YouTube or anybody post anything about this, so I thought this would be a great video for somebody later. The driver's side, I'd be driving, and it sounds like something back here is rattling. Kind of sound like marbles in a can. Went back here and checked around. Couldn't find anything. Thought maybe the rear strut was loose. Took the back seat out. Pulled the carpet back here. I couldn't find anything. Pulled the seat out. Thought maybe the seat belt bracket was rattling. No dice. So the last thing I resorted to, by the way, when I was driving, I know the noise was coming from this area on the driver's side, rear. And it would just do it kind of when I was driving, not really hitting any big holes, but it would just be a constant rattle noise. So I decided to take the strut off. Real easy to do. By the way, I have videos on here on how to do this Dodge Neon, how to take the strut off. Pretty easy to do. 3 bolts on the top, 2 back here on the bottom, and you got your little brake housing deal. So I looked the strut over, and I was about ready to put it together, put it back on, and just figure, well, there must be something else going on with it. And here is the strut. And I checked the bolt on the top. Nothing wrong with it. It's fine, tight. Looked on the bottom. Shuck it. Checked the boot. Dust cover, nothing. I mean, it's solid. See? No rattling. Just by accident, I happened to turn it upside down. And what's the first thing you notice? The top of the strut has pulled out of the housing that bolts to the back of the car. So this rod is moving around, bouncing up and down in this housing, making all that noise. So if you have a strut in the back making noise and you can't figure it out, definitely check your strut. I would have never thought in a million years that would have been the problem. So I think you can see it moving there. See it? Moving around there. So that's my noise. So lucky for me that I have a welder. So we're just going to weld that in there real quick until I get another housing. The strut at this point, as well, let's see. The strut's probably still good, but the strut comes up through here and bolts on the top, and there's a big nut there. More than likely, I'll just get another strut and spring. These are pretty cheap. So that's where the noise is, and I figured I'd go ahead and weld this up and see it moving around there. I would have never thought. This is the first time I've ever had this happen. I mean, I've had noises in the back, but a lot of times it's just a nut on the top of the strut. It's loose, or the rubber part here is missing. The shock absorber, the noise resonator bushing is usually bad, and it's metal to metal, but this was all good. So we're going to weld this sucker and put it back on for now. Alright, I hit it with some paint there and kind of tacked that up a little bit. That should hold it, but it looks like I'm off to find me another strut a little bit later. So if you have any strut noise and you can't figure out what's going on, definitely check your housing from the top of the strut up, because when this boot is over it like that, you can't see up in here. So pull the boot down and just kind of visually inspect it. So now I guess we'll go ahead and stick it back on the car, and I'll come back here in a few minutes and let you know how it sounds. Ta-da! And now she's all back together, so let's take it for a spin on this beautiful day. See if their noise is gone. Okay, party people, we have success. We have acquired in fixing that noise. It's gone. And it's nice and smooth and quiet in here. I think you can tell. Tell you what, for an old Neon, for an 02, it rides really good. It's quieter on the inside than I had thought. So I'm pretty happy with it. So that was the noise. So if you have a strut noise, double check on the inside, make sure it hasn't come apart on you, and hiding where you can't see it. Very easy to miss these things. It's what it's all about. You got to just kind of dive into it and look around and see what you can find. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Till the next video, stay cool, and I'll see you then.